Hey diddly ho there, YouTube. I'm Lewis Cipher, and this is the Devil's Advocate Debate Club. Nothing important in this vid, just a little bit of a channel debate. First of all, I would like to send you all over to the channel Rational Wrongthink. Wrongthink is one word. He is amazing and will be my first debater. Our subject is going to be Universe 25, Future of Western Society. For those of you who don't know what Universe 25 is, Google it or wait for the debate. But I will, in fact, it sounds, be arguing against. So I will be saying that Universe 25 is not, in fact, our future, and that everything's going to be fine. It should be an interesting one. I'd also like to talk about my last video for just a moment. Yes, people, I realize that they're probably never really going to hug it out, and that it's not a realistic goal. A lot of people are saying that this was some sort of expectation from me, like I thought it was actually going to happen. No, it's just something I consider to be an amazing idea that I think would help a lot if it did happen somehow. I also, speaking of my last video, have learned my lesson about the shaky cam. Until I get editing software or a better camera, or better yet both, I will be doing videos in at least some motion, because for some reason when I try to hold still, and I've done several tests with this now, the camera shakes, like, a lot. Now, for my debate videos, my rebuttal videos and such, I won't be taking these walks through the woods until I get some sort of tripod set up for better stability, and I actually have one I'm trying to build right now. But for the debates, I'll be setting up a little stand in my room so that you don't have to worry about the camera shaking for any of my important videos. Does that work for everyone? Because, I mean, I know the nature scenes are beautiful, but it is hard. And not just the debates, actually. Any scripted video for me is now going to be stable, because it is very hard to look at the camera and the script at the same time. I suppose I could start memorizing scripts, but who's got the time? Since you're still here, now that we're through with channel updates, I am going to continue trying to put out a video every couple of days. I'd like to talk about my experience rejoining social media. I had been off social media for quite some time, actually. Quite a few years, and recently, as I'm starting to get this channel together, I joined Twitter and Gab at the same time. Now, obviously, I've posted more on Twitter than Gab because there's more to respond to, and as Devil's Advocates Debate Club, mainly what I do is question other people's views, whether or not I agree with them. For some reason, what I'm experiencing on Twitter is that if I question the views of certain people, like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, for instance, I am instantly dubbed a Trump supporter and quite frequently blocked. Now, this is no way to change anyone's mind or to have any sort of public discourse. And just because I'm questioning the views of one side doesn't mean I support the other. I question both sides. Now, for any fans I might have on the left, I don't have very many fans so far, so I'm not sure, but I am on Twitter and Gab. I'm not trying to take sides here. I'm aiming this comment to the people on the left because so far, no one on the right has blocked me for questioning their political candidate or their political views. They tend to respond usually. So, for those of you on the left, I just want to explain that questioning someone's views doesn't mean I disagree with them. It's what this channel is for. I would also like to address why I've responded more to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez than to Trump. There's a couple of reasons for this. One is because she's a rising star and I'm a new channel. Responding to Trump is how you got your account famous 2 years ago. Well, a year from now, it's going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and I would like to see this go somewhere. So, honestly, responding to her is a better business decision. The other reason is she posts more than Trump does, like significantly more of that has any actual content. And these days, most of Trump's tweets seem like they were honestly probably edited by someone else, maybe a member of the White House staff, and so there's not always quite as much that's purely contentious. It seems like someone might be helping him keep a lot of that out of his feed, compared to, the election and even the first year of his presidency. So I do intend to respond to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez a lot more on Twitter. She also is, the Twitter media child. That's who they love. On Gab, I haven't gotten much response back at all, probably because it's a much smaller platform, and I haven't found quite as many people to question. It's a very, very different community. However, every single response I've got on Gab has been positive. And so far, no one, at least to my knowledge, has muted or blocked me simply for questioning anything that they've said. Now, I'm not trying to say that Gab is the better platform. They certainly both have their merits. However, if you're going to go on Twitter and preach about tolerance and compassion and love, and then you block somebody just because they are perceived to have different political views than you, whether or not they even do, you're not being very compassionate or kind. If you believe that this person is in the wrong, you should explain it to them. I'm not going to try and cross that. Maybe try to help them see the error of their ways. There's no way to change someone's opinion by not engaging with them. At least, I don't think there is. If you really care about these ideas, then rather than just engaging with the people who agree with you and already support them, you'd be much better off spending your time talking to the people who disagree with you. Because the more you engage with them, the higher a chance you have of changing their mind. You don't need to change the mind of anyone in your echo chamber. If you actually care about these ideas and want to fight for them, you're going to have to leave your echo chamber. So, on my Twitter feed, I do my best to follow someone I disagree with for each person I follow that I agree with. The idea being that I want as wide a variety of views as possible in my feed. I'm not saying that everybody has to do this, but limiting the views in your feed to people you agree with is, in my opinion, a good way to breed ignorance. Not stupidity, ignorance. You don't know what's going on outside of your echo chamber. And so when someone comes in and has the audacity to question anything one of, the little echoes in your chamber has said, then you block them, you unfollow them, you do anything other than engage. I'm sure completely futilely have asked other people on Twitter to contact people who've blocked me to let them know that I'm not necessarily the supporter that they thought I was, and to see if I can get them to re-engage. So far, no go. So if you're on Twitter and you happen to watch this, do me and yourself a favor, and the next time you see someone that you disagree with who's actually posing an idea, not just throwing out raging insults, try and convince them of your side. Don't just block them and ignore them, because that's just not helping anyone. Anyway, I know I've rambled on for a little bit here, but I think I'm going to keep going. This video is going to be titled Nothing Important, at least partially. So, I did want to mention that my next couple videos will probably be more in defense of videos. I've got a couple more ideas for those I'd like to do. And of course, if any of you have ideas, please post them below. But I'd like to really get some debates going in the comments. I don't have that many people following me yet, but I don't know. Already, just basically everyone who's posted in my comments here on YouTube has been positive, and a couple of people have already engaged me with interesting questions. So I hope to see more of that in the future. And I'll stop rambling now. I had more to say. I was honestly just wasting time while I tried to remember what else I'd wanted to include in this update. But I guess then I can let you go, even if it's cold outside. Once again, this has been Lewis Cipher, and thanks as always for tuning in to the Devil's Advocates Debate Club.